All right, y'all, welcome back. It has been a while since I've done something like this, but I figured that this warranted a video on its own really quick. By now, I'm sure you guys are following the hot ballistic missile exchange that has been happening between Iran and Israel following Israel's preemptive strike on Iran's nuclear facilities, enrichment facilities on Friday. 2 days before Iran was supposed to come back to the table for a sixth round of negotiations with the United States on a new nuclear deal. So there have been a bunch of missiles flying back and forth between Tehran and Tel Aviv. I've been watching a lot of videos on social media, a lot of videos on TikTok, and all over the internet. And I just wanted to share a couple for you guys to see kind of what is currently going on the ground, to see a perspective from different countries. A lot of people, a lot of different countries and citizens of other countries are celebrating that Tehran is launching these strikes on Israel, specifically countries such as Lebanon, the people up in Gaza and the West Bank watching these strikes come about. I have a friend who lives in Egypt that says he could see the ballistic missiles flying back and forth, but I did want to share a couple of videos because usually in times of war, missiles like that, civilian populations are supposed to remain untouched or try to strike with the most limited amount of civilian casualties and injuries possible. However, it seems like all bets are off with that currently right now. So Tehran has been launching missiles directly into the heart of Tel Aviv. But from what I gather and from what I have seen, Israel has embedded a lot of their military facilities in residential areas and business districts where a bunch of civilians are populated. And Israel today, earlier, just a few hours ago, struck the state television station. So I do have a couple of videos that I want to share with you guys, and I would love to hear your comments. And I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let's begin with this one really quick. I just saw this on Al Jazeera, which, by the way, has been banned by Israel from reporting inside of Israel borders. Check this out.
Iranian media saying that Iranian state radio and television building has been targeted. This is the moment. Just take a watch and a listen. This is the moment that Israeli airstrikes hit the Iranian state radio and television building. This has just been in the last few minutes. In fact, it happened as we were speaking to Tahir Asadi. Let's just take a listen.
آنچه که ملاحظه کردید صدایی که شنیدید فضای غبارآلوده استادیوم.
Yeah, man, pretty wild. I did want to share a couple of other videos. There have been, like I said, people watching in Lebanon and from Syria, the different missile strikes that have been going over from Iran to Israel. Israel, of course, has the Iron Dome and other, interception military capabilities. However, some of Iran's missiles had made it through and obviously hit the ground in Tel Aviv, causing some damage and some casualties there. I believe these were the missiles that were sent to Haifa, another hugely populated center in Israel, city in Israel that has an energy plant there. And so it looks like the Iranian military was targeting that.
هذا نزل علينا تعال تعال اشرب يبا
You can literally see the wave right there. So this is a video from February of last year. It was posted in February of 2024, where a TikToker was live in his home in Lebanon when this Israeli strike happened.
اسمع لا 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 لحظة ميشيل صلي على النبي روح صلي طول بالك
The guy on the right is someone called Calm Down. At the beginning, he was like, listen. This is crazy, man. The constant war, the constant strikes, the constant bombings and stuff. So like I mentioned, it wouldn't be a surprise to see some of these reactions that I started to find last night of people in Lebanon when they were seeing the Iranian missiles heading toward Israel. Check this out. So this is a wedding in Lebanon when they're partying on the dance floor, watching the Iranian missiles heading toward Israel and celebrating and jumping in joy. Lebanon has been fiercely attacked, and if I'm not mistaken, part of the ceasefire deal was that Israel had to withdraw some troops at the border of Lebanon, which they have not done yet. So they hadn't been really abiding by. So, right, the distance between Tehran and Tel Aviv is about 1,000 miles, around 950 miles, give or take. To put that in perspective of the United States, that's from Chicago to Dallas. That's kind of the direct line. So imagine you standing in Missouri looking up at the sky and seeing missiles going back and forth between Illinois and Texas. Wild. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about all of this going on. Definitely major escalation. The more that I read and the more that I see things coming out about this, it is hard to imagine how to pull back from the brink of this, especially because the Iranian diplomat that was at the negotiation table with the United States was killed in the strike that Israel had on Friday in Iran. So let me know what you guys think below.